we got two guys, one on the left, one on the right, and they can both dribble at people. It's going to be very, very hard for opposing teams to figure out which side to overload, who to trap, who to keep the ball away from. Because honestly, if you're playing on the other team, you don't want the ball to go to any one of these guys. If we want to keep building, we're building something here. We're building something super. It's looking good, guys. It's looking good. It's looking data-driven. It's looking like the right pieces. They work for me. You're right. It's their right. They want to stay, they can stay. But it's also my right. I get to tell them what to do. I get to tell them what to do to earn that money that we're paying them. But if they're willing to do a deal where we get Ter Stegen, like I've read about, I'll take it. If we can get a midfielder that we want from them, I'll take it. We don't need to take the money. Let's just say a good team. But now to get the next piece of the puzzle, someone has to be sold. Ornstein drops the bomb and lets everybody know what I had a sneaking suspicion that would happen. I was telling you guys for the last video, especially the last video, but I think I said it in the video before that too, that I really feel like Mbuemo would come to us, that he wouldn't end up going to Newcastle, and now we're finding out that Spurs and Arsenal were interested in him too. But I really thought that he would end up with us. Guys, I don't understand why people underestimate the brand appeal, the pull that Manchester United still has. Manchester United is still by far the biggest club in England. I don't care what anybody says. It's not about winning trophies. It's about the size of the fan base and the size of the brand. The brand and the fan base are the biggest in England and quite possibly the biggest in the world. That's why an ownership group like the Glazers, who cannot buy a win anymore since Ferguson retired, still demand something like $6 billion for a sale, because that's how much business can be done at Manchester United. Just imagine what kind of pull we would have if we actually started winning big trophies. Sorry for that. My bottle of water just exploded. What's up, YouTube? Thank you for joining me once again. Thank you for clicking on the thumbnail and being with me. For those of you who have always been along, thank you so much for your support. Thanks for dropping all the likes on the last video. The last video got us about 150 new subscribers. Welcome to the family, to the new guys. Guys, if you've been with me for a while, you know what to do. Hit that like button and get that trend started. If you're new to the channel and you want to chill out, hang out, hear what I have to say, and if you like what I have to say, then go ahead and hit the like button later. All right, let's get right into it. I got a lot. I want to talk about things that are going on in my mind since the news dropped from Ornstein that Mbuemo is choosing to come to Manchester United. Man, I am hyped. I really am. Dude, I told you guys in the last video that this dude's work rate is off the charts. Off the charts. The guy runs for days. He sprints 380 sprints it was, I think, this last season. The guy sprints more than anyone else in the league. This guy is going to be a pressing machine, and he's going to definitely run back on defense and make his way up and help us on offense. The guy can get the ball in between the lines, like I said in the last video, turn, face up defenders, and dribble at them. Cunha can dribble at them too. We got two guys, one on the left, one on the right, and they can both dribble at people. It's going to be very, very hard for opposing teams to figure out which side to overload, who to trap, who to keep the ball away from. Because honestly, if you're playing on the other team, you don't want the ball to go to any one of these guys. This is going to be a beautiful pairing, these two. And one of the things that I've kind of suspected, and the reason why I'm like, man, Bruno Fernandes has been talking to Saudi Arabia for like a really long time. By now, he should be able to make up his mind. They're giving him a ridiculous amount of money to decide whether or not he's going. And he's made it known before the loss in the Europa League that he probably doesn't want to go. But then we lose in the Europa League, and then his manager has more meetings. You find out that, oh, he's considering it. I think that Bruno was putting the pressure on Manchester United. He was sitting back, and the reason why the deadline kept getting pushed, and listen, man, I don't know this for sure. This is just my hyper brain talking. I'm so excited about the news, but it kind of triggers something in me to go. And I said this on the United Muppeteers channel. I was there. I did a super chat, and I said exactly what I'm about to tell you guys. And he was like, "Yeah, maybe." That it's a possibility. He didn't say yeah, maybe. He said maybe, and it is a possibility. But I'd love to have this conversation with James on one of my videos, which hopefully we're gonna make happen for you guys. Hopefully one day during the summer. But I was saying that I think that Bruno kept delaying his decision to Saudi Arabia to see if Manchester United is going to deliver a good summer transfer window, because he actually probably doesn't want to leave. Guys, if he wanted to leave, he would have said yes to Saudi Arabia and the ridiculous money already by now. He wouldn't sit there and keep delaying, keep having meetings with them, send his brother-in-law over there to have more meetings and whatever, to tell them like, okay, we need a couple more days, we need another week, we need whatever. I think he was like, let me see if Manchester United is going to deliver. And Manchester United is delivering fast. They got Mbuemo probably coming in, most probably coming in, and Cunha is wrapped up from day one of the transfer window. I think now you're starting to see little things leak out, or at least one story that I read today, that Bruno Fernandes is deciding for his family's sake that he doesn't want to move to Saudi Arabia. We don't know for sure. It's a source that I've never heard of before. So I'm not saying it here as do not take that for gospel. It's just something I read on Twitter. Could be BS for all I know. But we will know very, very soon. And I wouldn't be surprised that by the time you watch this video, it's not already out there that Bruno Fernandes is not going anywhere. Maybe he still is. And by the time you watch this, you might be like, nah, dude, you're wrong. He just announced he's going to Saudi Arabia. Maybe. And we could use them. I'm good either way. I'm freaking hype either way. I'll take the 125 million pounds that we're going to make Saudi Arabia pay us for him. And I hope we go for 150, because I know we can get 150 out of the Saudis, because they really want him. He's going to be a marquee signing for them. And they're paying him 200 million a year. They don't mind bumping it up a little bit and giving us more. I don't think they would. We should at least try to negotiate if he's willing to go. But I'm telling you, there's something inside me that feels like he's going to decide not to go. There's something inside me that says Bruno's going to see these signings. He's going to be like, I don't know, man. I don't want to go, because there's more signings that I'm sure Bruno knows about. Bruno knows who we're going for striker next, who we're really going for, not the one name on the list out of the 20 names you keep hearing. Liam Delap is on the list. We wanted Liam Delap. I don't know that. You don't know that. It's just a conversation we had. Remember in the summer when the Ineos guys had conversations with like 200 managers to try and replace Ten Hag, and then they didn't replace Ten Hag? We have conversations. That's what we do with this new regime. This new regime wants to know everything about everybody. They want to know, how much do you cost? Would you come if we wanted you? All right, how much do you cost? Would you come if we wanted you? They want to know everything, and that's how business is done. You get all your options, you put them out on the table, and then you start to decide what your number one option is going to be, or your best option is going to be, especially the way these guys do things, where every dollar is accounted for. I love these two signings, Cunha and Mbuemo. I talked about it in the last video, so if you want more details about these two signings, go watch that last video. It got a lot of views. It got a lot of likes. And again, thank you for everything you guys have done for me in the last, I don't know, month. We've grown by like 1,000 subscribers in the last month. Thank you. But I love these two signings. I think they're very data-oriented. Again, this is stuff I talked about in the last video. Very data-oriented signings. I think that what you're going to get with Mbuemo when it comes to his work rate and his running, which everybody talks that Cunha doesn't do, we're building a squad that are going to complement each other. We're building a squad that are going to complement each other. Cunha is going to do so many things to free up space for Mbuemo's running. Like I said, Cunha is going to open up space, and Mbuemo's relentless running is going to pay off. And this is where a good striker is going to have to come in, because if we have two deadly guys up front for when Cunha gets all that attention, if we have two deadly guys up front, Mbuemo running around like a man into the open spots, and then another guy who's just waiting for Mbuemo to suck his own defenders away from him, and then a Gyokeres or an Osimhen with a wide open look, this is going to be a really good front line if we manage to get the striker that I want. But it seems to me, and it's my gut, it's not even my gut feeling. I'm going to tell you right, I'm going to act like it's fact. I'm going to act like I know this from inside sources. I don't know anything from anybody, but it makes logical sense to me that we are not going to make another deal after this Mbuemo deal and Mbuemo deal. We're not going to make another deal until we make a sale. Sale's going to come next. Right now, we all need to be focusing on what comes out from leakers and stuff like that about possible negotiations of our own players talking to other teams. I want to touch a lot on that, because I think there's some bad news coming out, and some things that I think that need to be done by our side to make it sure that the players just don't have all the power that they've always had in the past, and that think we're going to be doing things differently now. Because because the kind of stuff we're hearing is that Barcelona doesn't want to pay for Marcus Rashford. Deco isn't quite convinced by Marcus Rashford. I'm going to tell you something about Marcus Rashford, and if he went to Barcelona, I don't care what you think and say about you can love him or you can hate him, but I'm telling you right now, if he went to Barcelona, he would bench Rafinha. Some of you guys are going to be like, you're crazy. Rafinha this, Rafinha. Bro, Rafinha wasn't that good in the Premier League, and Marcus Rashford, when he's on, he was killing it in the Premier League. Rafinha is good, but he's super, like, Marcus is better than Rafinha, period, in my opinion, period. Rafinha is a little bit also selfish, and Marcus does know how to lay off a pass when it need be. I'm telling you, he would bench Rafinha, or at least the competition he has against Rafinha might bring out the best in Marcus, and the best in Marcus is better than the best in Rafinha. I don't really care what you think, because neither one of us is right or wrong. We don't know. This is a matter of opinion, and I'm of the opinion that Marcus Rashford would be much better for them than Rafinha is at his best. At his best. That whole deco is not for sure about Marcus Rashford. All that is bullshit. That's Barcelona being Barcelona, trying to get another free meal, trying to get a loan out of us with an option to buy. So it's not even an obligation. It's going to be an option to buy. And the thing is, because we reek of desperation in these sales, we reek of desperation with Jadon Sancho. We reek of desperation in Rasmus Højlund. You're hearing things like Inter want to loan him first instead of buy him. This is where we have to be strong. But the problem is our owners are not that strong. Unfortunately, our owners are weak when it comes to money. When it comes to controlling expenses, that is the number one priority they have. Controlling expenses is Ineos's number one priority before anything. They've already made it clear to everybody. They'd rather sack 400 people and control expenses. They are not going to go, oh yeah, well, we're not giving you him for a loan. Well, he can sit on the bench for a season and do nothing over here unless he drops his wage demand so that you think it's enticing to buy him. That's the problem we're having with Jadon Sancho from what I'm hearing, is that he's not willing to drop his wage demands. That's an issue for us. That issue doesn't get solved unless we play super hardball. And I'm not just talking about Jadon Sancho. I don't know how many years he has left on his contract. He might be like, fine, I'll sit for a year and leave for free. I don't quite know what would happen with Jadon Sancho. I think because he only has a year. But with players like Marcus Rashford, who are sitting there going, I only want to go to Barcelona, and Barcelona's going, well, he only wants to come to us, and we're not going to buy him. We'll take him on loan with an option to buy. We have to tell Marcus Rashford, bro, you're going to have to open up your horizons here and be willing to go to any club who's willing to pay money for you. And if that's not the case, we're not going to loan you to Barcelona. You can sit your ass on the bench. We're not going to loan you to anybody. You sit your ass on the bench. You practice with the academy. You don't even sit on the bench, actually. Let's take that back. You practice with the academy. You don't even practice with the adults. And if you don't show up to practice, you're getting fined, because we're going to not pay you as much as we can not pay you. Anything you're going to give us an excuse to get up. If I see you drinking beer on a Monday, and in your contract it says if I see you drinking beer on a Monday, I don't have to pay you your salary because that's against our rules, I'm not paying you. I would make life for that person who's acting that entitled that I'm not willing to go anywhere but Barcelona, and giving Barcelona that much power over us to where we can't even negotiate a normal, like an average sale for a good player. We can't even negotiate an average sale because he's made it known, I don't want to go anywhere but Barcelona. Then we have to, I hate to say it, man, because he's one of our own, but we have to kind of be mean, and we got to be like, dude, if you're going to play hardball like that, then we got to play hardball. Make sense? Like, if you're going to do me like that, then I'm going to do you way worse. He's killing my club by doing this, by the way. So that's why I'm talking like this. Yeah, I don't forget all the good times he gave me. I don't forget that I have 3 of his jerseys sitting in my closet just right there. That was one of my favorite players. Now he walks around with 10 necklaces, diamonds everywhere, and he doesn't want to take a wage cut. Like, bro, what do you need, another necklace? Like, what do you need? Another car? What do you need? What's the problem? If I felt like that extra money was going to go to a grandkid or whatever, then I would be okay with it. But I feel like it's going to go to another car, another necklace, and another one of these. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You get my point. You understand where I'm coming from? I feel some sort of way about it. I'm sorry if I'm insulting some of you guys, if I'm hurting your feelings, but that's how I feel about it, man. Like you're taking away all our negotiation power by doing that. Guys, leave it in the comments. If you think I'm out of my mind and you think I'm being a little too crazy, leave it in the comments. We can have a conversation. Maybe I'm so excited for the Mbuemo deal. I've got worked up and actually work was a pretty good day at work too for me today. So I came home pretty excited and I was like, man, I got to make another video, even though I posted one just 2 days ago. Guys, I want to talk about Rasmus Højlund. Same thing going on with Inter Milan. Inter Milan wants to do a loan. They want to do a loan with an option to buy. You can't do this all the way across the board. We got to be able to sell our players that we want to sell. And we can't have even Rasmus, I saw a little thing where Rasmus has even let it be known that he doesn't mind not leaving. He doesn't mind staying at Manchester United. Guys, we're making it way too comfortable for these guys. That's what I'm saying. They have to want to leave. They have to want to leave, so they're not sitting there going, well, I'll leave, but only to Barcelona. I'll leave, but only to Inter Milan. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to make them want to leave. Or else we get this spoiled brat entitled type of behavior. And look, it's their prerogative. It's their right. I'm with you. For the ones that want to comment and say like, well, you signed a contract. It's their right. You're right. It's their right. But it's also my right to have them they work for me if I'm Ineos. They work for me. And if I want them to train with the academy, then that's what they do. They work for, and if they don't like it, then they can go. They work for me. You're right. It's their right. They want to stay, they can stay. But it's also my right. I get to tell them what to do. I get to tell them what to do to earn that money that we're paying them. Right? And that's what I mean. So please, like, consider that before you come at me in the comments, which I'm sure you're going to do. I'm looking forward to it. But we need to move these players on. If we want to keep building, we're building something here. We're building something super. It's looking good, guys. It's looking good. It's looking data-driven. It's looking like the right pieces. And it's not looking like it's just being built for Ruben Amorim, as some people might say. Nah, Cunha and Mbuemo, I'm not going to get his name perfect. Mbuemo and Cunha would fit in a lot of systems for a lot of managers. So please, don't get me in the comments with that one. I already told you in the last video. No, that argument doesn't hold water, especially with the way these guys are moving. Now, let's talk about Jadon and Anthony. Jadon, I need him gone. But like I said, the same thing with Jadon, man. If they gave us £5 million to return him because he won't take a wage cut to go play for Chelsea, I'm sitting him on. I'm wasting his life for a year, and I'm using that £5 million to pay most of his wages. So I'll just put it in a bank account and send him his wages every week till that $5 million is over. And hopefully by then it'll be January and he'll want to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to make these guys want to leave. They're sucking us dry. They are sucking us dry. They're leeches. If they don't leave when we want them to leave, to a lot of good teams that will take them. But if they're putting demands like, well, I'm not leaving unless I get more wages than I deserve, because obviously nobody else is willing to pay you that. Barcelona doesn't want to pay you that, Marcus. Chelsea don't want to pay you that because you're not worth that right now. You haven't shown that you're worth that. That's why they don't want to pay you that. And if you're not going to leave because you want the stupid money that we signed you on, fine. But now you're training with the academy. And if I can make you wash the cars in the parking lot, I'm going to make you wash the cars in the parking lot. You do what I want you to do. You work for me. I want to find out like what I can get away with doing without being sued, without being called harassment. Because if making you wash cars is harassment, then what is everybody washes cars being harassed? No, it's a part of your job. I don't know. I would find out what I would hire a lawyer. There's in-house lawyers already. I would ask that lawyer, what can I make him do that's not considered harassment? And that's what he's doing every day. Or leave. Leave. There are plenty of people willing to buy you if you stop being so stubborn. Other than that, we got Garnacho, who I think will actually be sold. I think out of everybody, the kid who's acted the most spoiled, the most bratty, the one who's been outspoken in the media and in on Twitter, X or whatever, Instagram, whatever everybody's mad at him for posting, I think that kid's actually going to leave with like dignity. Even though we're all going to sit here and be like, oh, he shouldn't have done that. Yeah, he made mistakes. And I agree he should go. I want him to go. This isn't me backing Garnacho up. I've already said Garnacho should be sold a long time ago. If you're new to the channel, you know, I'm telling you, I've already said it. But I think he's going to be the easiest one to move on. He's going to move on. He's going to take whatever. Well, maybe because he's on low wages, as some of you would say. But Rasmus's wages aren't that ridiculous. And he's sitting there, talking about, well, I don't really need to leave. Well, because we gave him way too much playing time because we didn't have a backup. We need to bring in a striker as soon as possible so Rasmus realizes that he's getting no playing time. See, Rasmus has a foot to stand on at this moment because we haven't brought in a striker, and right now it looks like he's going to get a lot of playing time if he stays. If you bring in an Osimhen or Gyokeres, Rasmus isn't going to play, and he's going to know he's not going to play, and there's a World Cup coming up, and he wants to be, first, the starting striker for his team. Well, I don't even know if they're in the World Cup. Never mind what I just said there, because they might not even be in the World Cup. But either way, he's not going to want to sit on the bench. He's not going to want to watch Gyokeres or Osimhen all day and not play at all. So I hope he leaves. If he doesn't leave, I'm going to be super disappointed because he does not deserve to be at our club. It was nice while it lasted, but it's time to go. I'm being harsh today. We got two of the players we wanted. It's time to sell some players so we can keep building. That's why I'm being harsh. Remember that. Remember that as we go on, because I'm going to keep being harsh. We need to keep building. We're doing great. We're putting the pieces of the puzzle on top of each other. We're starting to stack them up so we can build a super good team. Let's just say a good team. I was going to say super team, but let's just say a good team. But now to get the next piece of the puzzle, someone has to be sold. And to be honest with you, we need 3 more pieces to the puzzle. And by the way, if we go back to the Marcus Rashford thing real quick, if Barcelona doesn't want to do a deal and they only want to loan him, I would say no deal. Marcus can sit on the bench and stay here and collect his wages, whatever. But if they're willing to do a deal where we get Ter Stegen, like I've read about, I'll take it. If we can get a midfielder that we want from them, I'll take it. We don't need to take the money if we can get a spot that we were already going to recruit for and get Marcus's wages off our hands. We can get Marcus's wages off our hands. They give us Ter Stegen, we give them Rashford, and because they didn't pay for Rashford, they just gave us a player who's totally not worth what Rashford is worth. They could take on his wages, and we're not gonna pay him off or any of that stuff. They take care of that. Get him to sign one of those crazy deals they get all their players to sign where, you'll get your wages later. You only get 50% of your wages now, and then we'll amortize the rest of your wages like they made Frankie de Jong sign. They can deal with that. Who else? Menu. Man, listen, if we don't sell these players like Marcus, like Rasmus, like Jadon, if Garnacho's the only one we're going to be able to get any kind of real money for, then you better believe that, the things you've been reading about Menu being available for sale for the right price are true, because we need to raise money, because Cunha and Mbuemo are a fantastic start to the transfer window, but we need to raise some money because we got another 3 pieces at least to go this summer. We need a goalkeeper this summer. That can't wait. We need a striker this summer. That can't wait. And I hope we get a midfielder this summer. That can't wait. I don't think it can wait. Some people think it can wait. They think goalkeeper and striker is good enough. No, I think it's a goalkeeper for striker and goalkeeper first. I don't care which one of those comes first, but striker and goalkeeper is a must do. And then a midfielder before the summer transfer window closes. I don't even care if it's on the last day. I don't care. It needs to happen. It doesn't need to happen early. He doesn't need to be somebody that's ready to go on the first day of the season. But it does need to happen. And if Bruno leaves, then it needs to happen early. If Bruno leaves, then striker, goalkeeper, midfielder have to come in right away. I wish we could get rid of Onana, but obviously Onana, same thing. He's spoiled. He's got too much power. I don't want to leave. I don't want to go. You don't want to go because you're too comfortable, man. You can't let the ones you want to go to be this comfortable. You just can't. Then you can't get rid of them. You got to tighten the screws. You got to make them do things. You got to make them realize you're not going to play. You're not going to play. We got Ter Stegen in. You're not playing. And then Onana will have to think about it. But you don't want to do that the last 2 weeks of the window where Onana doesn't have a chance to get out. You want to take care of that now. So if Barcelona is ready to haggle, they give us Ter Stegen, we give him Rashford. Done. Let's go. Next. How do we sell Rasmus? Next. Guys, thank you so much, man. Click that like. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what's going on through your head. Let's talk about some of our striker options. If we don't get Osimhen, if we don't get Gyokeres, the other ones that I'm hearing about is like Gonçalo Ramos. I forgot his name, man. But I know exactly who he is. I know exactly who he is. He's at PSG. I've seen him play plenty of times before he even joined PSG. I like his movement. I like how strong he is with his back against goal. He's not like the sexiest finisher. He's not like the some lethal, I don't know what to say. Like, but he is good enough to give you 15 to 25 goals a season. He really is. If he has a great breakout season, he could give you 20 to 25 goals. He could. And if he has an okay season, starting every game, playing in front of Mbuemo and Cunha, I think he gets you 15 goals. I really do. And I told you guys in the video from 2 or 3 days ago, we are short about 25 to 35 goals or something like that. Oh, God. Yeah, 25 goals. We are short about 25 goals. Mbuemo, Cunha, Gonçalo, you are going to get your 25 goals. Now, you got to remember, you're give and taking goals here. Like, you're putting Cunha and Mbuemo, you got to subtract Garnacho's goals. You got to subtract Rasmus's goals. I know it's not that much, but it's still there. You know what I mean? So we're getting 25 extra goals after subtracting those goals that are leaving our club. That's what you're going to get. And I think you can get that with Gonçalo Ramos. It's not my first choice. This isn't me saying we should sign him. It's not my first choice. I would probably take Mateta first. So it would go for me, if we can't get Osimhen and we can't get Gyokeres, we go for Mateta. If we can get Mateta, we go for Mateta. If we can't get Mateta, Gonçalo Ramos is not a bad option if he's affordable. If he's only 30 million, he's not a bad option. I wouldn't pay more than 30 million though. I'm done with PSG pulling down our pants for players they don't want. You don't want them, then just take 25 or 30 million and leave it alone. Other than that, I read that thing about Mitrović from Saudi, and I quoted and I posted right away on X. If you don't follow me on X, man, follow me on X. And I posted right away that if they're doing this, I'm going to be Ineos out. I swear to God, we cannot be signing Mitrović, and then you can't be telling me that the new recruitment plan is we're going to go young and all this stuff. If you sign someone like Mitrović, you're throwing the whole plan out the window. I got no respect for you. You got to stick to the plan. I will be Ineos out if we do this, like, right away, because this will be an Ineos, like, oh, we can get, we can give them Bruno and we can get Mitrović in and some cash. No, that's a bad deal. It's a horrible deal. And I want to make nothing but good deals. We're making good moves so far. Let's stay on that path. Let's not stray away from that path. Let's stay on that good path. We're building. We're putting things together. It's starting to look pretty good, man. Guys, I'm going to be live on Wednesday. Tomorrow, I guess, by the time you watch this. Tomorrow, I'm going to be live, 9:30 a.m. Los Angeles time. Look for the thumbnail on the thing. Click the notify so that you're notified when I go live. Don't forget, come join me. Let's have this conversation together. You guys can tell me how crazy I'm being live in the chat, or you can tell me how much you agree with me and you're just as crazy as I am. Let's go, Mbuemo, baby. Sorry if I went a little crazy. Sorry if I drove some of you guys crazy. Let me know in the comments if I did. But I am just excited, man. I'm excited and I want to build. I want to build a good team. Guys, how emotionally miserable were we all last season? I don't want that for this season. I just don't, man. If you're new to the channel, if you like what you saw, you like what you heard, hit the subscribe. You're not sure yet? That's fine. You're not sure yet? At least check out some of my next videos or my old videos and decide if you want to subscribe. Thank you so much again. I will see you guys soon. Oh, tomorrow, live on Wednesday. See you tomorrow. Bye.